Hi, this is Prashant Bharadwaj. Now let us look at another example of MRP. Here you have a much simpler product structure. You have the end item X. You have 2 of A's required in an X, 1 B in X, 3 C's in 1A, 2 C's in 1B, 5 D's in 1B. And then we have given the lead times here. So 2 weeks for the final assembly of X with A and B ready, 3 weeks for A, 2 weeks for C, 2 weeks for D, 1 week for B. That's all given here. Then you're also given the on-hand quantity for each of these items. This is your inventory status or inventory record. Now we also have a MPS here, Master Production Schedule. If you recall, we said MPS is typically for the end item. So we need 95 units of that in week number 10. Now what are these requirements of A, B, C and D in weeks 9, 7, 8 and 6 respectively? They are the spares. So MPS typically has the demand or the requirement for the end item, but sometimes it can also include the requirement for the other items A, B, C and D. Now given this and given this data, the bill of materials, the inventory status, the lead time and the master production schedule, now let's figure out how MRP works. Now we all remember this: item X, A, B, and if you go down, C and D. So this is a simple example. If you go back to the example, there are only 3 levels here, 0, 1 and 2. So C is the only item which appears twice, but they both appear in level 2. So you have nothing much to be concerned about here. So if you go back here, X level code is 0, 1 for A and B, and as you go down C and D, you see level 2. So now we can start looking at the entire MRP table. The lot size here is lot for lot again. I'll show you some changes later. Lead times, we know where we got it from. On hand also was given in the inventory status. No safety stock, and ignore the term allocated. Now the same 6 rows: gross requirements, scheduled receipts, inventory available or projected, net requirement, planned receipts, planned order releases. So we start with 95. Where did we get that from? Here. We got it from the master production schedule. Similarly, item A 12, item B 7, 10, 15 in those respective weeks. Let's go here and check. Complete X first. X is my level 0 item. You had 50 units in inventory in the beginning. You carry that all the way up to week number 10. In week number 10, your net requirement becomes 45 because your gross requirement is 95 and you already have 50 in inventory. So your planned order receipts of 45. So why is that 45? Because it's lot for lot. But in our case, it is 45 because the planned receipts are exactly the same as net requirements whenever you have lot for lot. The lead time is 2 weeks. So you order this 2 weeks in advance so that it can be received in week number 10, combined with the 50 in inventory, making it 95 my gross requirement. Now what do I need to make 45 of this X? Item B and 90 A. And you can also see that they are in the same time period. Remember, we said the planned order releases of the parent will determine the gross requirement of the child. So 45 times 2 because of the bill of materials, and you see that both of them are in the same week, week 8. Now A and B, all the requirements are done now, so you need to complete the MRP table. So you start with 75, which was given to you. Take it all the way up to week 8. So your net requirement is 15. Your planned receipts are also 15. And since the lead time is 3 weeks, it is ordered 3 weeks in advance. So when this 15 comes in, add that to the 75, and that is 90, which is your gross requirement. Now we go into week 9 with zero inventory. Keep that in mind. So you need 12 in week 9, so your net requirement becomes 12 because you have no inventory. So you receive 12, you plan to receive 12, for which you need to place the order in week number 6 so that it arrives in week 9. You start with 25 units in inventory, take it all the way. The first requirement is in week 7 for 7 units. So you use that, no net requirement. This is the first time you are experiencing this. You have more available than you need. So use that 7, you are left with 18 in inventory, no net requirement, no receipts, no corresponding releases of order. So now you have 18 in inventory, you need 45, so your net requirement becomes 27, 45 minus 18. That is my planned receipts. So you need 27 units. So my planned receipts are 27 and my planned order releases are 27 a week in advance because my lead time is 1 week. What did we find out ultimately? We found out that we need to start making 15 and 12 of item A in weeks 5 and 6 respectively, and we need to start making 27 of B in week number 7. What are the children of A and B? A has only one child, C. B has 2 children. It needs 2 C's, 5 D's. A requires 3 C's. So let's go back here and take a look. So now let's look at this. A needs 3 C's. So 15 times 3 is this 45. 12 times 3 is this 36. Now B needs how many C's? 2 C's. 27 times 2 is that 54. So now I have looked at all the parents of C. C has 2 parents, B and A. How did we get the gross requirement of 45? From parent A, 15 times 3. 36 is from parent A, 12 times 3 because you need 3 C's in 1A. And also notice that this 15 and 45 same time period, 12 and 36 same time period, 27 same time period as 54. Why 27 times 2? Because you need 2 C's in 1B. Now complete this. You had 10 units in inventory, carry that up to week 5. So 45 units you need as gross requirements. So your net requirement becomes 35. Your planned receipts become 35. You order the 2 weeks in advance in 35. So no inventory because you order 35, receive it, add it to the 10, making it 45, all of which you need. Your inventory here is 0. Take it forward, 36 units you need, all of it are net requirements, planned receipts, planned order release. Same thing, 54, 54, 54, 54, 10, 10, 10, 10. Finally, item D, you have 20 units available on hand, take it all the way. When you come to week number 6, your requirement was 15, your net requirement is 0 because you have more available than required. So you end up with 5 units in inventory. So in week 7, your requirement is 135, so your net becomes 130. One last example here. Instead of lot for lot, which makes the planned receipts exactly the same as net requirement, what if I had lot size multiple 100? You would have 200. What if instead of lot for lot, we had lot size minimum 150? The corresponding inventory availability will also change. In this case, it is 0 now because you had 130 ordered, received it, added that to the 135, which is my requirement. So I will end up with 0. But what if this was 200? Like I said earlier, with lot size multiple 100. You will be ordering 200, receiving 200, add that to the 5, which is 205, minus 135, you would end up with 70 units in inventory. I hope this makes MRP very clear. Thank you.